Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Make a Model Land Raider Mark IIB from Forge World, Part 2. I'm probably just going to call it Let's Make a Model Land Raider. So, kind of a lot happened since the last time we finished the outer hull completely for the two sides. We put together the fancy sponson, which is not that complicated, so I didn't have to really show you that. And we attached it to the outer hull, and it's all painted and ready to go. So I'll show you that now. Here it is. They're fully painted up, ready to go. The sponsons move. These Dark Angel symbols are from Dark Angel Veteran Kit or the Ravenwing Kit. I forget exactly which one. I think it's the Dark Angel Veteran Kit, but I could be wrong. It might actually be the Ravenwing Kit now that I think about it. I don't know. I don't have the box anymore. But they're fun. And I figured I'd include it to spice up the model a little bit, and I painted them red for the pre-heresiness. I kept the Crux Terminatus symbol on there because I'm not going to file that off of the resin. The way this assembles is once the last cannon weapon part is fully assembled, we count that as one piece, and they can go up and down as well. That's one piece, this bottom part's one piece, and then the rest of this minus the door is one piece. So what you do is, ideally, once everything's ready to be assembled together and then onto the hull, you assemble it fully together as one piece and glue it on the hull. That's what it seems like they want you to do. I did a little differently. I put this part, this little something like this here, follow the outline of the finger, that's all one piece. I glued that onto the hull, then I painted this up and this up separately, and then glued them on afterwards, leaving it so it can still turn freely. It got caught up a little bit. I had to do some minor filing down just to get it to fit in without it sticking out, being awkward. So now it sits like it's supposed to. But you can do it either way. It's up to you. Now you'll notice these aren't Dark Angel doors on the back. Doors here. Now with the Land Raider Mark IIB, you have to order it with the doors you want. And I ordered it intentionally with Imperial Eagle doors. I have Dark Angel Land Raider doors for standard Land Raider, just to show you for a comparison. These doors are a lot bigger, so be sure you order the doors you want to go into the back. Why did I do this when I said I'm going to have Dark Angel doors on it? Well, I have the front assault ramp hatch for Dark Angels. As long as I didn't mess this one up and getting it ready, it should fit just fine. But the whole reason I have this on here, Imperial Eagle-wise, which some people maybe recall isn't really a pre-heresy thing to put on there unless you're the Emperor's Children or the Emperor and the Custodian Guard, is I wanted to mark this as a special Land Raider. Excuse me. Reason being, every so often if you go on eBay you can find pewter models offered by a third party that are supposed to represent the Primarchs. I have a bunch of them. I don't have all of them. I think I missed out on Rogel Dorn. I have to look that up again. Hopefully try and get him next time he comes up. Because I want to collect them. I want to make them. I haven't made a single one yet. But I got Leon Russ, Horus, Fulgrim, Sanguinus, the Emperor, Mortarion, Magnus, and I have Lionel Johnson. I've been keeping that on the wraps a bit because I don't want to get hit with comments and stuff saying paint them up, assemble them, and show them to us. Now, not because I don't want to do that, just because I don't have the real time to do that just yet. I'm hoping once this army is done, I can get a little more flexibility in my painting schedule. I'm gonna have to focus more on my Titan, but hopefully I can do one model while working on the Titan. Then once that one model's done, move on, so on and so forth. And the goal is to paint up Lionel Johnson first out of the Primarchs. Not the smartest idea I've had because I don't want to have to. I don't want to mess him up, which is why I probably shouldn't do him first. But I'm gonna do him first anyway because this Land Raider is gonna be one of the line's Land Raiders. That's why it has the Imperial Eagle, one of the Emperor's sons, should be in theory embarked upon this. And that's why I have those shield bearers, my Dark Angel Terminators, the Thunderhammer Stone Shield Squad. I call them the Shield Bearers Squad. They essentially accompany the Lion. My own little fluff. So that's why we have this here. And in a perfect world, after this was done, I'll be able to work heavily on the Lion and get him painted up and then do whatever. But hopefully, within a decent amount of time period, I'd like to get him done as well while working on other things. Anyway, that's why the Imperial Eagle is on here. That ramble aside, which is going to make this video a little bit longer, let's look at what we have to do next. The next part I'm going to do is pretty much making the inner hull complete. What that entails is the inner hull and the pieces you're going to need to go with it, because as you notice, it has little slits in it. If we zoom in, you're going to need the part that goes here, you're going to need the bottom, you're going to need the top over here, that where the hatches connect, the top hatch connects to. You're going to need a top hatch, the bottom hatch, and a piece that goes in here. In order to complete this step and fully assemble this step. Now, before I talk about that, you may have noticed this part, which is optional, and I put the doors on the other side. I glue them in place. The doors you can actually leave unglued. Supposedly you can slide them open and close. Anyway, I did this in the front parts because where the last cannon is, if you look, you can see right through it, right there, that little slit. So I wanted, once the whole pieces are together, I didn't want you to be able to see into the Land Raider. That's why I put them in the front like that. But anyways, let's look at the parts you're gonna need. You're not gonna need this part. This goes on top of the part you're gonna need. This part, like over here somewhere, I think like that or something, for the heavy bolters. But I'm just gonna paint it up because why not? So I'll move that to the side. You're gonna need this top part that connects up here. You're gonna need your Land Raider doors, no matter what they are. I have the Dark Angel top one, which should hopefully, like I said, fit without any problem. And then it's gonna sit on something like this with the bottom. So always use your standard bottom. You're gonna have both of these sides for this, and you're gonna have your power plant. Now this is the one that comes with the kit to make it more Mark IIB style. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. But no matter which power plant you use, it's gonna have the same shape because it's got to connect in that spot. So the Forge World kit one, the two exhausts are separate. You glue them on, and that sits here. Now the part that goes in here, as you may have seen already on the video, is this little engine part. It's for detail, because when the doors open, you want them to see something in the back, and this is kind of like a little showing you the engine, I guess. So, also it provides support. It's another part the top rests on, so it's not just open this entire way. Even if you're gonna glue it shut for some reason, if you're gonna glue the front door shut completely, or if you're gonna pull a me and break up the doors. I did that once on one of my Land Raiders that I later gave away to a friend of mine. So that I sealed it shut with glue because I broke it, and I want to make sure they stayed shut because they couldn't really shut on their own. But anyways, I would still include this part for support, the engine. So what we're gonna do is we also have this because we're gonna try and make these doors open, and these are the parts you need to make the doors open. Now I'm looking at the instruction booklet before, and it says not to glue these parts together and not to glue it onto the the ramp doors. And to be honest with you, with my Land Raider Crusader that I have, that I don't use anymore because it's just a pain to keep from breaking. The Land Raider doors, I'm pretty sure I did not glue them shut, but I glued the pieces together to make them sturdy so they open and close correctly. Now, I do not remember off the top of my head if that's the case, to be honest with you. But when I get to that step, when I do that step, as long as I do it successfully, as long as I do it successfully again in part 3, I'll explain it. But that's what you're going to need. It's a lot of stuff because what we're doing is we're fully assembling that. I'm not going to attach the outer hull when I show you it in part 3. I'm going to leave that detached just so you can see what it is I'm talking about when we assemble it. but normally you put the outer hull on after that as well. So, before I sign off here with that, if you noticed, my resin pieces are in a white paint. I spray painted them with the Skull White spray paint I have because I was experimenting with different white spray primer, and I have Board to Pieces white, but that was low, and I was in a pinch, so I just got the Skull White one from Games Workshop. I know it's expensive and whatever, but the reason I went with white is because I don't have any black spray paint left for spray basing. Why'd I spray paint it? Well, with resin you gotta wash it and prepare it, and I did. I did that twice, but I guess I didn't do it well enough or whatever, because paint wasn't sticking very well at all. It's just my luck. I followed the proper procedure for cleaning resin, but I wasn't having luck in this particular case. So I took a chance and I spray based, because I figured, hey, it's gonna stick or it's just gonna flake off again, no worries. Now, as long as you properly spray paint your base coat on, you don't have to worry about losing detail, because you don't want to gunk it up. I didn't care about weather, I did it anyway. Some people are worried about that, I'm not. So I spray painted them white. Now, with the white spray paint, as you can see, I did it with this part as well. I painted black over it, it looks fine. One nice thing about the white is it'll let you know where you missed, because it'll look white. So you just paint over that black. But that gets kind of annoying, especially in some of the tighter parts. If I had black spray paint, I would have used that. Now with the black spray paint, you have to be a little bit careful. With any of them really, the black, white, whatever. You don't want to chalk up a little bit. And it didn't chalk up for me this time. Which is good. That's what I was going for. But some of the spray paints out there will leave a little like chalky effect to it. I think it just depends on the spray paint you use. But if you use the black, I would still have to go over with Chaos Black anyway, because my army is done in Chaos Black, and the black spray coats tend to be flat, even at least the ones I've used. So even with that, I can go over and paint it with black again. But the flip side and a positive for using black in that case, even though I'm going over it again, if I miss some of the tinier crevices, some of the tighter spots, it wouldn't really be as noticeable as if it was white, which is why I really had to go over and paint every single part meticulously here. Alright, so this is rambling on longer than I intended, mostly because of that little Primark tangent. But those are the parts you need next. I hope I kind of explained it correctly. You'll really see what I'm talking about, and if you don't fully understand what I'm talking about now, you really see it when it's done in part 3. So, part 2 entails doing that inner hull thing connected completely. We do not have the main hull top, like we're not worried about this piece at all. You don't need this part yet. We're doing everything else, pretty much getting it ready for that part to sit right down on it, no problem. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, we haven't done the tank treads yet, and we haven't done the heavy bolter yet. That's all coming towards the end, and I'll explain that as we go. So hopefully this was informative and not too confusing, and until next time, take it easy.